You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com. It's like we're almost done with that because that's coming up this weekend is Halloween.
Yeah, October's kind of screaming by, and then I've never been quite clear on this. Are we in first fall now?
This is like second fall because we had a fall. Now there's leaves that are falling.
Did we have second summer yet?
Yeah, we had second summer already
Okay,
happened. And, so we're in second fall.
Was it nice?
It was nice.
I'm sure it was
a
lovely.
day or two. It was nice.
So now we're in second?
I don't really. I lost track. We have a lot of falls and summers and
It's just so darn seasonal in these
and pretty
parts.
soon we're going to have real winter. That'll be here.
That'll
But we'll
be
get a fake
exciting.
winter first.
Oh, let's see. You know him, you love him. Ladies and gentlemen, from Spain, Pablo Picasso, born this day.
Happy birthday.
Oh, somehow he thought people had their eyes on the same side of their head.
He had an interesting way of seeing the world.
So I'll give you $1 million for that painting.
Yeah.
I'll give you $1.35. Let's see. Chadwick Gaylord is 60 today.
Chadwick Gaylord.
Who is that?
Calls himself Chad Smith. Happens to be the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
And happens to be out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Very nice.
right.
Because everybody sees Chili Peppers like, oh, it's a California band. California. No, not really.
Yeah, some of them
Not
folks,
exactly.
but not all of them folks.
Yes, Chadwick Gaylord.
Nice.
And I'm only bringing this up because I really, such a nice guy. Him and the whole darn band had the pleasure of hanging with them more than once. Lead guy for Sawyer Brown, Mark Miller, is 63 today.
Yeah, nice people.
And I think you are two of the only people on the planet that have been in my house.
Yeah.
Did I show you my Mark Miller, Sawyer Brown signed switch plate?
Oh.
No.
Don't you have some rice-a-roni signed by somebody?
It's actually a hamburger helper.
Oh, I was way off. Who signed that?
Whole different deal. Yeah, well, see, we used to bring weird stuff backstage way back in the day. We were doing a lot of concerts because everybody would bring, hey, sign my T-shirt or sign I got a photograph or sign whatever. And me and Dan Christofferson, my deceased brother, we'd bring everything from lampshades to electrical switch plates. And one day we had a box of hamburger helper. I'm not sure why.
You just sign it?
But they love doing it because it was so different.
I was like, what is that for? Just because. Yeah, no.
Mark Miller, Sawyer Brown's autograph on a switch plate, and it's actually on a light switch in one of my rooms at home. So
Nice.
there you go. It was 1978. Holy cow, it's been that long. Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, starring Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis making her film debut.
Nice.
That was her very first feature film. Halloween is released this very day. They are now on sequel number 12, which was released last Friday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 12. And things making
Crazy.
a pile of money.
Yeah.
And it's starring Jamie Lee Curtis, which is really kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And it was in 1938, because you think this stuff is kind of new, right? Right? Parents and politicians and clergymen coming out going, well, this is the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. Rock and roll, and you can't do this. It's killing the kids. It was 1938. Archbishop Francis J. L. Beckman denounces swing music as, and I quote, a degenerated musical system turned loose to gnaw away at the moral fiber of young people, leading them down a primrose path to hell.
Whoa.
That's about what I was going to say, but not any of those
And
words.
who knows? He may be right. Maybe that's when everything started to go south. We just don't know.
Could
That
be.
might have been what did it.
In the 80s, you had Tipper Gore, Al's wife on up Capitol Hill wanting records labeled, and
Yeah.
now we got Cardi B writing music
That
for
could have been the beginning of it all.
women who shoplift at yard sales. It's darn kids today. Nothing
Yeah.
ever changes. Hey, that's all I've got, man. You know what? I know you know, and it's really all I can do at this point. Let's just forge ahead.
Yeah, it is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. And Dan, what do you find interesting on this fine Monday?
I just love this story so much because only really a guy's guy could get involved in something like this. You're familiar with marathons, of course. The Boston Marathon being one of the biggest on the planet, of
Running
course.
and stuff.
Well, they have the same thing over there in Manchester City, over there in beautiful England, London, whatever the heck it is. Matt Wheelhouse is his name, and he just finished the 26-plus mile marathon a couple Sundays back, crossed the finish line, and he went, I am not happy about this at all.
Oh, why is that?
Took him several hours to do it. The father of two, Matt, said, this whole thing was just a stupid mistake.
Oh,
Why?
I had no idea that it would be that brutal, but I just kept going and going and going. He had actually thought he had signed up for the half marathon.
Oh my gosh,
he found
that's
out he did not.
awful.
Ended up doing double the distance. And
Oh
not
my gosh.
really sure how the whole thing unfolded. So it's pretty funny. He finished it. He crossed the finish line, and when some people saw him complaining and basically rolling around on the ground, probably throwing his guts up, he said, "What's the problem here?" Yeah, I didn't sign up for this.
Good for him. What a trooper.
but he still did it, which is
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
He did, but I love that story so much. I'm reading this, I'm going, oh, they ran the marathon. Okay, what's this guy? What did he do?
That is awesome.
Kind of signed the wrong sheet there.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
I absolutely love that.
I do
What
too.
a stud that he actually kept going.
Yeah, it's like, shouldn't this have ended
I would have been
by
like,
now?
nope. I'm out.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Pick me up, honey. I'm about 3 miles in.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be 3 miles. Pick me up. I'm at the starting line.
found that interesting.
That is.
That is why we refer to this as Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. I'm John with a fun comparison. Some puppies are purebred and they cost more. Others are more affordable. And then there are free puppies. Nobody really knows where they come from, but they're free. In the advertising world, it's like that too. There are some super expensive ways to advertise if you can afford it. And there are some free things you've probably tried, but those dogs rarely work. Radio is kind of like that middle puppy. Affordable, will snuggle with you, and hopefully not pee on the rug. Radio advertising. Super affordable, a great investment, and man's best friend. Try it and let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life. Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Mr. Dan Farris, what do you have for us today?
What the heck is going on with recreational marijuana in the great state of South Dakota? Was there not a vote on it?
There was.
Fine citizens of the state go, hey, I want to get lit.
Yes, they
Is that what
did.
happened?
Well, Dateline Pure SD panel decided this past Tuesday to move forward on legalizing marijuana for all purposes for people aged 21 and older in South Dakota, but keeping the current medical cannabis program in place for people younger than 21. 8-2 recommendation came from the legislators' subcommittee on adult use marijuana. Next steps are for the full marijuana study committee to decide whether that proposed bill should proceed and then seek a green light from the legislators' executive board. These things take time,
Apparently.
especially Governor
A lot of red tape.
Kristi Noem, who I'm a huge fan of.
Yes, you are. She's saucy.
She
That's
is,
what you should say.
You're welcome.
She's just a little spice nut. She is, right? Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Well, she's not down with this whole thing, but what are you going to do? Now then, if those clearances occur, which they will, the legislation would be introduced in the 2022 session that fires up in January. That bill would then go to the standard process of committee action, possibly votes by the 70-member House of Representatives and the 35-member Senate.
Okay.
What they do know for sure when this stuff comes to be, you will not be allowed to grow your own
Okay. So that's
Which I don't have a problem with.
recreational use. Now, just so you know, to everybody who wanted this, legalized recreational marijuana, which will be regulated and taxed through the roof, you were going to wish you just kept dealing with your dealer.
really. Why is it's going to be a lot more expensive?
Because the price of going...
Price is going up.
Oh, dude, is going to at least quadruple. So there you go. Just
I
thought
don't
I'd share
partake,
that.
so I don't know anything about any of that.
So, yeah, it's going through the system, and my guess is you'll be seeing that stuff hitting the streets probably by next summer anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Recreational
And
for
they
21.
kept the number of locations pretty low too, I believe, if I remember right.
Well, for the medical use in Sioux Falls, there will be 5 dispensaries.
Right.
And that's it. And there's several regulations places where they can be located. So that's still coming to fruition. But that's been agreed on just in the city of Sioux Falls. As far as the rest of it, I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much either.
So who knows? So yeah, it's a long process, but there you go. Thought I'd bring you up to date because, gosh darn it, it's the devil's lettuce and
Thank you, Dan.
It's coming to Sioux Falls.
coming to Sioux food.
I appreciate the update, sir.
Sure thing.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com.
Many new students sign up for credit cards that are not very good. Have a conversation about how to properly use credit so they don't learn this lesson the hard way. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Want one that offers points? We have those. Want a card to help you build credit? We have those too. Bettercreditcards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with the Department of Social Services Secretary, Lori Gill. Lori, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
We're going to talk about foster youth, families finding support, and public-private partnership. This is something special that you guys are kind of working on right now with StrongerFamiliesTogether.com. Let's talk a little bit about the project and where this all got started.
Yes, well, we have a governor that is very interested in stronger families, and the Department of Social Services, that is our mission, that all of our programming is working towards allowing families to be strong and stay together. And so this is a particular effort that is a goal of creating a statewide network of support for foster and adoptive families and to, recruit new families, to help them and provide wraparound services for them so that the families that are interested in being foster families or adopting have the support that they need to be successful.
And this is something, there are probably many people who already know the answer to this, but if I would like to become a foster parent, what does that process even look like? If there are people going, I've never even thought about how that works. What is the process?
Yeah, well, I would say to begin with, to learn more, we have a website that is StrongerFamiliesTogether.com, and that is where there is a lot of information about what the process is like to become a foster family. Even if you want to learn more about it, if you go to that website, you can fill out an online card that is actually called Commit to Know More. And that way, that kind of starts the ball rolling so that you can learn what the processes are. And then we have staff that are available within the Department of Social Services to work with families to know how to get ready to consider whether foster family is for you, being a foster family, and then what the process actually is. There have to be some training and, some home studies to make sure that the resources are there and that all the pieces are in place to be successful. And then we can actually move towards the actual process to begin. And I would say we try to make it as easy as we can on folks, but we do have to go through and make sure that the situation, everybody's informed and going in to it with eyes wide open. But our goal is to reach out and get in front of more people that may feel it in their heart that this is the time to consider taking a child that is in need into your home. And so we're there to provide the information that they would need, the families would need to make that kind of a decision.
Again, that website, StrongerFamiliesTogether.com. And I'm on that page right now, and I see on the top of the page, really easy to find, Become a Foster Parent is one of the links. Another one, Commit to Know More. So if you'd like to learn more, that's a super simple, super easy way to do it. And again, you can do that when you have a moment. StrongerFamiliesTogether.com. Lori, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us, and thank you for putting the information out there and helping folks get the information so they can make this decision and hopefully become foster families.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking forward to it, and we're getting a lot of interest in it, and we hope to keep this program going. So thank you for your help.
Absolutely. Again, from the Department of Social Services, Secretary Lori Gill, and again, the website one last time, StrongerFamiliesTogether.com.
Merry Christmas! Oh, you're not ready for that yet. How about Happy Halloween! At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all of the fun holidays throughout the year with funny, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we have a gift idea for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out. Just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
And it's time right now for the newsiest news we do. It's time for news with Dan Farris.
I'm wearing out shoe leather, banging on desk demanding answers. You know, who would expect this story from me? Well, I sure would. It brought tears to my eyes. It's crazy. Let's dig a little bit into the automotive world, shall we?
Yes.
Headline, Chevy has just introduced a new 10-liter crate motor that cranks out 1,004 horsepower.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Mopar last year introduced the 1,000 horsepower crate engine. So what?
Yeah, we can outdo that.
4-digit horsepower. Who doesn't love it? I know I do, because here's the deal. Chevy agrees. The company has announced the new 1,004 horsepower engine. That's right, the newest big block crate motor from General Motors. Cranks out at 104 HP right off the line, 876 pounds of torque. You just use regular gas in the thing. Doesn't have a supercharger. Really? It doesn't have all those aftermarket toys on it because it doesn't need it. This thing is a beast. The massive iron block engine could take a beating too. Chevy saying, you know what? The little prototype has done over 200 quarter-mile drag races so far without a single glitch in this bad boy.
Okay.
That's pretty
lighting
cool.
it up, putting the hammer down, and letting that blower have everything it's got. Now.
And it's electric, right?
No. This thing
Heidi.
is nothing but fired up fossil fuel, man.
So it's kind of weird that they're doing that
Just
at a
like
time
the
when,
good Lord intended.
when people are switching everything else over to electric and, you know, all the other stuff.
That's why I went through half a box of tissues after reading it. Known as the ZZ 632 1000, that'll go on sale early next year. Pricing hasn't been announced really to the penny yet, but you can expect to buy one of these bad boys for a little north of $16,000.
That's not as bad as what I was going to
expect. If you just want to buy the motor.
Oh, for the motor.
It's just the motor.
And then you'd put it in whatever you want. Like
I see.
Yeah, like your Prius.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Can you imagine a Prius with that?
Yes, I can.
That would actually, I'd kind of like to see that now,
The
Dan.
only thing that would ever make me get in a Prius,
Exactly.
if it's rocking this bad boy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, there you go. There's
Kinda wanna see that happen.
still hope for America. Anybody want to talk sports?
Yeah.
Anybody? A little sports action? Brought to you by the hockey headquarters right there in the Sanford Sports Complex. Everything hockey, and then some new and used in figure skating, too. Let's take a little bite out of NFL history this morning, shall we? Because this story is still so amazing. I remember it happened. It was this day, John and Heidi.
Yeah.
1964. Minnesota Vikings superstar defensive end Jim Marshall recovers a fumble, proceeds to rumble, stumble, dodge, deke, and dart 66 yards for the score. Fortunately, he'd run the wrong way. Scoring a 2-point safety for the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers were blocking for
That's
him.
amazing.
It was hilarious. If you've never watched the video, it is something else. Still considered to be one of the top blunders ever in NFL history. And here's a little side note. When Marshall headed to the Viking sideline to face head coach Norm Van Brocklin, expecting to be totally beaten down, Van Brocklin just kind of smiled a little and said, hey, Jim, it's okay. This game has been really boring. At least you did something interesting.
That's a good coach. And here we are still talking about it all these years later. So,
That's it. Jim, by the way, now lives somewhere in Kentucky. He's 83 years old, and I bet he loves hearing, hey, Jim, remember that one time? Remember that one
I know
time? Yeah, let's relive that. From the sunny 93.3 News Desk, I'm award-winning journalist Dan Farris reminding you if it's news, news to me. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, October 25th, 2021. Markets look to extend the gains made last week, but earnings could be a hurdle. While the bulk of S&P 500 companies are beating their consensus estimates, the impacts of inflation and supply chain disruptions continue to creep into the picture. Assuming this week's onslaught of earnings reports continue to show the same trends, the S&P 500 will likely move up to set another new all-time high. The risk this week is inflation, but not in the earnings report. The PCE price index is due out this Friday and could spark another round of volatility. The October CPI data moderated a bit from the previous month, so there is hope for the same with the PCE. The risk is the PCE prices will rise by an unexpectedly large amount and put additional pressure on the consumer. Worse, a hot read of PCE prices will bring the start of Fed tapering that much closer. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.